We're the busy bees, and our chapter is 25 and our section is 3. And we'll move on. The California state government is similar to the federal government. Each has 3 branches and its own constitution. Every state has a constitution. These reserved powers are, sorry, I think I deleted I think I deleted a paragraph. But what I was going to say in that paragraph was about how the Constitution does not express powers. Sorry, where is it?
I think I have it anyway.
You have it? Yeah.
It says that the Constitution reserves all the powers not expressly delegated to Congress or denied to the states. So everything that's not specifically for the
It's not
to the Congress or specifically denied to the states, they have the power to do.
Yeah, it's like saying, well, you didn't give us power, but you didn't exactly say we couldn't do it, so therefore we can do it. And there's so many powers, you can't catalog them. You really can't. You want to say that?
How does the state government provide services? One, directly through state agencies and programs. And 2, through the local governments they establish. Some of the most important services that California provides are education, public welfare, public safety, highways, and regulatory agencies.
Public safety examples are the Texas Rangers, which were established in 1835, the local sheriffs, the academy-trained state police, and the California Highway Patrol.
Yeah.
You don't mean Texas Rangers from California, right?
No, not from. They're just an example of like
Okay.
a public safety example. So each state has its own corrections system for those convicted of committing state crimes. Those would be like prisons and things like that. There is the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation through its Division of Youth Operations and Division of Adult Operations. It has more than 30 state prisons and some 50, including those for juvenile offenders. Since 1980, inmates have increased by 550% in California. This costs a lot of money. The reason, because of that, like they have increased so much, is because sentences have become longer and more people are committing crimes.
And as of 2004, 2.2 million people were incarcerated in the United States. So that's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
The role of the government. The Constitution reserves to the states all those powers not expressly delegated to Congress and not specifically denied to the states. Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I put it in the wrong spot.
The state responsibilities are to establish justice, provide common defense, promote general welfare, ensure domestic tranquility, and secure the blessings of liberty, which that comes from the preamble of the Constitution.
So, what do you think the state and local government spend on the most? Can you guys?
Education.
Education and prison.
Education and medic.
Oh.
No,
It is education. Education is what they spend on the most. Then it's public welfare. After that, highways, public safety, sanitation, sewage, housing and community development, parks and recreation, and natural resources.
And education makes up, like, what was it, 40% of the state budget, and the public welfare is like 30%, and then everything else is a lot smaller.
Now, that's a rather old chart. Do you guys have any updated statistics as of the 2013-2014 budget on that?
60, 40.
In the book it says, like, that wait, let me find it. In, like, 2007, I think they spent more than 50 billion, which is 40% of state expenditures. That was like the most recent one.
It'd be interesting to see how and if that has changed and to what degree.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it has changed. Like, in a more like local perspective, about 2 years back, I was in a group called Building Healthy Communities. And what we were doing at the moment, we were going to city council meetings, and we're basically fighting so that the budget could be based more on like education and like clubs, you know, things that can help youth, you know. And then the other side was fighting more for like officers and firefighters, like to spend more money on that kind of stuff.
I think it's important to point out on education, we're talking about everything through not only just K-12, but that includes all the community colleges, the CSUs, the UCs. That's a very large, extensive network.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably like one of like the most important things, like one of the biggest things they spend on when it comes to education here in California, the UC system.
And California does have the most extensive higher education system in the U.S. because they have the 10 UC campuses and 23 CSU campuses, plus all of the community colleges.
Over 100.
Yeah.
State and local governments don't spend the same amount on each good or service. Some states are more urbanized than others, so that they may spend more on agriculture and than infrastructure.
Infrastructure.
Yeah, infrastructure. Whoa.
So like, for example, California is more agricultural based than, let's say, New York or, you know, like Rhode Island or something. Every state is different. So other factors that may influence what state and local governments spend on can be like physical geography, energy supplies, agricultural resources, and as the book said, proximity to transportation, to networks, and major markets. So if places are very spread out, if we're going to stay in California here, like in San Joaquin Valley, California, it may be more difficult for someone to travel from one place to another, as opposed to the Bay Area where you have like so many different means of transportation to choose from. You got the BART, you got taxis, you got your own car, you got buses, and here is just, you mostly gotta rely on yourself if you have a car or not, and if you don't, it's really hard. And I think that covers most of it. You want to talk about a second one?
Oh my God.
So that's the end of section 3.
We're in a certain section?